This year, starting in October 1st, I hunted hard just like I do every year. You've been building up all summer long, doing everything you can to get your hunting properties ready, and October 1st rolls around and you still feel like you're not ready, but it's time to go. So I jumped up in a tree the very first hunt, left my release at the car, uh, left my SD card in my computer for the camera, so you won't be seeing that today. October 16th, heading out to a new set I hung this year, right between some bedding and I think uncut bean field. I haven't actually got a chance to look at it because I have to get to the stand to be able to see it. So we'll see if that's been cut, but hopefully we can catch something up on their feet. Been out about 4 times this year. It's been slow. We started October off with some colder weather. It warmed up, and now we're back to starting to cool off. So hopefully this little cold front that just pushed through gets them up on their feet. I got some cameras going off right at dark, so fingers crossed we at least get us maybe a doe on the ground tonight, maybe better. Stay with me. Looks like the beans are still standing, so ton of bedding off to the west. Big travel trail right in front of me. Beans to the east. So not sure if they're hitting those beans. It'd be nice when they cut them, but there's deer movement every day in here. I got it on camera. So hopefully we get something that comes out in daylight and we can make something happen. That's gonna wrap up this hunt. I was covered up in deer, but I just couldn't get anything to commit to a shooting lane, so didn't want to take any risky shots. They all headed up to the bean field, so I'll definitely have to set this spot again, especially when they cut the beans, but it's always good being out in the deer woods. This year, I really wanted to make it an importance to get my family involved. And so that's exactly what I did. Alright guys, it's November 1st. We're just got up in the stand, got my daughter here with me, Addison.
Hi.
We're a little late, but it's an after work hunt. We probably got about an hour and a half left of daylight, so we actually jumped a small buck and a doe coming in, and I was about had a shot at them, but I think they saw us and kind of got out. But hopefully we got good deer movement. This is her first hunt. She in a stand. She's a little nervous, but it's gonna be fun, so wish us luck. Alright guys, it was a pretty quiet night. We probably got about 5 to 10 minutes left shooting light. Got the camera all jacked up on
the light settings so we could get this final interview in, but didn't see anything. Like I said before, we just saw the 2 deer coming in at the beginning of the hunt. Bunch of squirrels down here. Pretty windy night, but it's November 1st, so we still got the whole month ahead of us. Fingers crossed something happens. So either way, it's always a good night to stand.
And then my boy, I took him out on November 8th.
What's up, guys? November 8th. Gotta give a big shout out to my wife, Jana, for letting me come hunt on her birthday. Happy birthday. Got my boy Drew here with me. This is his first time ever sitting for a hunt. Are you pretty excited? Alright, so we're gonna practice being quiet and being still. It's crazy out here right now. There's ATVs acting like it's summer. I'm sure you could hear that, but like I said, it's crazy. We got ATVs running around close to us, not under us. It's like dang near 80 degrees, but it's November 8th. We bumped 2 deer coming in, couldn't tell what they were. I just saw white tails, so we were pretty quiet, pretty slow, took our time getting in. Got a little doe estrus about 20 yards out in front of us. Maybe we can catch some attention, but other than that, sit tight and hopefully we see something tonight.
About 20 minutes into the sit, we had a buck pushing a doe out in front of us to our east. And every time he would push her and she would kind of try to run off, he'd come around and cut her off from the other side. And every time that happened, they'd come 5 to 10 yards closer to us. So it was really cool for him to see that. And it was just really cool altogether. That just makes for a good hunt. So he kept pushing her, and they get right about 40 yards. And I said, "Hey, buddy, do you want me to shoot this deer if he comes close enough?" He said, "Yeah, Dad, shoot it." I said, "All right, if he comes close enough, we'll take a shot at him." And so, just about the time when I think the next time they make that push, he's going to be in range, here comes a side by side behind me. I was not happy. And the buck didn't care at all because he only had his mind on one thing. And the doe, she was ears and eyes in that direction. So within a few seconds, she kind of darted back, 40 yards back to the east. He followed and the chase continued. We waited about another 20 minutes. And by this time, we probably had about 15 minutes of shooting light left. And we're just about to pack up. I was telling him about how much time we had left in the hunt. I was thinking about packing up, getting out of the woods, and I hear, I said, "Hold on, be quiet. There's a deer coming." So just about that time, I flip the camera on, and here comes this buck right out in front of us. He did cut a little bit to his right. He was probably about 40 yards, 42 yards. I tried to stop him. Took a shot, hit a limb. I'm happy with a clean miss though. The last thing I want to do is moor a deer and not recover. So we hit the limb, clean miss. I heard it hit the leaves. He kind of trotted off to the left. Didn't really care much about it because he was now focused on the buck and the doe that were in the area. And I think that other buck kind of pushed in on him as he started coming back toward me. Had another shot at him. Low light conditions. I missed. Clean miss. Kind of shocked me that I missed because I was pretty confident with that shooting lane, but I missed. This deer was very forgiving and wanted to be on my dinner table. So he came through some brush and gave me about a 10-yard shot. As soon as I drew back, he was in frame. He took about 3 steps and he was out of frame with the camera. I didn't know it at the time. Took the shot, was able to successfully harvest that buck. That was an awesome experience for me. I finally got a deer on the ground, and it was awesome for my son to experience a harvest on his very first hunt. So we heard the buck crash. I was elated. He was excited. We started packing up, and I said, "Buddy, this is when the real work begins." So I took him home so he could go get a bath. He had school the next day, and I called Nico. Without hesitation, Nico was on his way. We had some work to do.
Well, we found him, like I said. Thought he crashed not too far. What do you think the track job was?
Oh, dude, I'd say like 30, 40 yards.
40, 50 yards, something like that.
Yeah, not far.
You're giving me a little bit too much credit. But the point I want to make with this buck is this is a special buck to me because it was the first time I got to take my son hunting. And we saw 2 different bucks. One doe, at least one doe. Bucks are pushing does. It's November 8th. Couldn't get that first buck to commit into shooting range. This guy came through at last light. I'm sure from the footage that you just saw that you can see it's getting pretty dark. I had everything on the camera jacked up, trying to get the best quality I can. But everything doesn't always work out perfectly when it comes to filming. Just thankful to have harvested a deer this year. It's going to definitely put a lot of meat on the table. That's always a positive note. If you want to see more videos like this, Nico, Drew, anybody else that we kind of go with along the way, we always invite our buddies on here. Give us a subscribe. That means a lot. It helps us build a following, gives us a reason to get out here and grind just one more day for stuff like this to happen. Because today, I wasn't going to hunt. 79 degrees, hot, just an odd day, but can't kill them from the couch. Thanks for watching.